It's a beautiful Sunday, February 22nd, and you're listening to the Oklahoma Breakdown with Ikard and Lehman, presented by Riverwind Casino. Riverwind is Oklahoma City's premier casino experience, and there are so many reasons why Riverwind is consistently voted OKC's number one casino, but it all starts with their amazing variety of gaming thrills and excitement. Riverwind's beautiful award-winning environment plays host to more than 2,800 of the latest electronic games with a huge selection of table games, including blackjack, match roulette, and Teddy's favorite, craps. No matter what your game, Riverwind has it in spades and hearts. And to learn more about their gaming promotions and entertainment options, all you got to do is visit riverwind.com. Riverwind Casino, always a good time, and the vibes are high. OU women win. Oklahoma City Thunder, Sunday matinee win. We're feeling good heading into the recording of this episode, Ted. The vibes are high. The juices are flowing.
Let's not forget how we woke up this morning as well, right?
USA. We'll get
awesome.
we'll get to the fact that the United States of America is unquestionably the best hockey country on planet Earth. We'll get to that in winners and losers. But we'll start like we always start with the OU football stuff. And Ted, it's our favorite week of the year. It's NFL Combine week.
Here we go. Let's see how these boys perform. We got a big representation this year, and frankly, I think that there's really good chance we see some guys test really well out of this group.
That's the hope. And let's start here. We had been as blunt as we could be about the lack of OU players going to the Combine over the last couple of years. It was 3 invites last year, 3 invites the year before that. It just wasn't good enough, man.
No,
it wasn't good enough. And I think we made that pretty clear on here that we needed better players. You have to, if you want to be at the top level of college football, you got to send a lot of guys to the NFL Combine each and every year.
Yep.
And 10 is fantastic. 10 is a fantastic number. OU needs to be in that 8+ range for the foreseeable future if we want to be the type of program we all want this thing to be.
Yeah, there's no doubt. And, winning and losing can have some influence on that number. But typically, when you got guys that the NFL wants, they don't care a whole heck of a lot about your record. The more games you win, though, the more of a spotlight you have. But, it's honestly a pretty fair representation of where your program is. If you don't have a bunch of guys that the NFL feels necessary to invite to the Combine, Senior Bowl, take a closer look at, it kind of tells you where your roster is, and then you can go and compare it to, some of the teams you're facing. And we know the SEC, it's been happening for a long time. Bunch of guys at the Combine, bunch of guys in the draft. So, yeah, this is about where you expect Oklahoma. Now, it's going to fluctuate on different years. When you graduate more guys or graduate less, those things are going to change a little bit, but 10's a really good number. That's a good spot to be.
No doubt about it. We've got Deion Burks, Kendal Daniels, Gracen Halton, Owen Heinecke. I'm still convinced Heineke's going to find out he has another year, like as he's running his 40 at the Combine. I think it would be hilarious. But Burks,
flash it up on the big jumbotron in there or something.
Just Venables comes running on the field. No, stop. So we got Burks, Daniels, Gracen Halton, Owen Heinecke, Marvin Jones Jr., Jaren Kanak, Febechi Nwaiwu, Robert Spears-Jennings, Mason Thomas, and Damonic Williams. There are only a couple more schools out there that have more invites than OU's got. A&M's got 13, Bama's got 12, LSU is 11, Ohio State also 11, and Georgia and Miami both also had 10. So this is where we need this program to be. Right. I think we all expect OU to be on the top tier of college football. And I was very, very excited when I saw the list. Now these guys have to go to Indy and perform, which it's probably a great time for our annual reminder to everyone that the NFL Combine is absolutely miserable. It's horrible. It's terrible.
I think it's gotten better over the years since they've turned it into a made-for-television event, but yeah, it's not the Olympics where you are set up to perform your absolute best. It's a setup to perform your absolute worst. And I just wanted to point this out that, a lot of times there's a lot of frustration around, how Oklahoma has navigated the transfer portal. Just looking at this list, half the guys on the list are transfer portal additions. So, even though every single transfer portal guy that we've added has not worked out, a lot of them have, and it's a big piece of our representation going to the combine.
Not only that, like it's some of these guys, they were portal guys, but they're also, I think we did a good job developing them.
No doubt. Yes.
I think Febechi Nwaiwu is a great example of that.
Marvin Jones Jr. as well.
No doubt. Like
in 1 year, he transformed as a football player.
It was less than a year. It's like we went out and watched him at Spring Bowl, and you and I were like, he gonna help us? We sure? And to his credit, just kept getting better and better and more technically sound and more physical, and then just some production started coming in, the confidence built, and
great year.
I think he exceeded pretty much everyone's expectations with the way that he played in the 2025 season. But you kind of look at the list, and Ted, that's a great point. Bunch of guys that transferred in, and maybe the most important part, like a bunch of guys that transferred in and got better.
Yeah.
And were developed. Like a guy like Damonic Williams, I was really excited to see him get an invite as well. I wasn't really sure. I thought he may be kind of like a fringe invite guy, but man, it's good to see a little bit of everything from the list of the 10 guys. Like you've got your transfers, but you've got your homegrown guys. Like I consider Heinecke a homegrown guy. I know he started at Ohio State playing lacrosse, but he's an OU football player. You know what I mean? Robert Spears-Jennings. And that's a highly recruited guy in state that got better each season he was in Norman, and now he's going into the combine. Now you got to go perform, but I like kind of the blend when you look at the list of these 10 guys. Some very different scenarios for each of these dudes, but hey, they got a chance now to prove that an NFL team should spend a draft pick on them.
Yeah, I totally agree. And, I do think as we go through some of these, we'll talk about it a little more in detail, but I really think that there's going to be a chance that a couple of these guys in this group kind of become, how we talked a lot about Gracen Halton down there at the Senior Bowl in the week that he had, and some. I think that because there's a lot of eyeballs on this event, there could be some guys out of this group that turn some heads with some really nice numbers.
Yeah. So the combine is February 26th to March 1st. So it's here. It's this week. And how about we go through each guy and pick the most important drill for each guy?
Yep.
Now, do we want to do just like the testing stuff, or do we want to talk about some of the on-field stuff? Because that stuff's important too. Like, for example, Kendal Daniels. I'm not so sure that his on the field, like change of direction stuff, where they're seeing him run and flip his hips and all that type of stuff at that size, like something like that may be what teams are most interested in seeing from him. Or it could just be the 40, like how fast is this mutant that is playing nickel for Oklahoma? I think I don't know.
The crowd's going to gather the more drills he goes through.
No doubt. But I guess we could, it's our podcast. We could pick whatever we want. How about that?
Yeah.
Let's just go here. Let's go in alphabetical order. Deion Burks, most important drill for him in your mind?
I say the same thing every year whenever we talk about combine stuff, pro day stuff. If you are a player that is not really a red flag, but you're an outlier size-wise in a negative way, like you have a prototype player at that position, if you're undersized, you have to make up for it somewhere, and almost always it's speed. And I think that's where Deion Burks is going to have to prove. And we know he's an explosive guy. I would expect him to test really well. If you're undersized, you better show that you can absolutely fly. So I would say 40 is the most important for Burks.
I I don't think there's much of an argument there. I think it's definitely the 40. Now, I think you could say, hey, some teams are going to be interested in just how explosive he is, and that's when you're looking at that vert number or that broad number, that broad jump number. But I think if he comes out and the first two numbers are 4 and 4, everyone's going to be pleased.
Yeah. And I honestly, I expect that. We've heard quite a bit since he got on campus about, the explosiveness, not just speed, but change of direction, the hip explosion. So he should vert well. He should broad well. I mean, frankly, I think any of the measurement stuff, he's going to do really good. Any of the physical stuff, I think that he's going to test really well.
He's just not going to be very tall because he's not very tall.
That's it.
Nothing you can do about it now. Kendal Daniels, most important drill.
I mean, I think you made a really good point with the change of direction stuff. Being able to see a guy of his size who's got a long background doing DB drills, right? The back pedal, the flip your hips, the plant and drive. I think all that's going to be great, but there's no substitute for seeing a guy that's going to measure 6'5", probably 245, go run a 4.5 or lower. That is just, I mean, everyone's just going to rubber stamp that one as a take if you get an opportunity. So I love the thought. I think the change of direction stuff, the position drills usually comes after you do all your testing. I think has a chance to be the icing on the cake for him.
Yeah.
It's like he measured all this stuff in the physical aspects, and then we get out there and see that he's really fluid in open space. I think he's got a chance to really fly up draft boards.
I'm with you, especially you look at that Seahawks defense. Everyone's talking about how Ikinnagbon was the big difference maker for that, like the key piece for that group.
Mm-hmm.
Now they got a lot of good players, but everyone's looking for this Swiss Army knife giant athlete to play their nickel spot now. And Kendal Daniels fits that mold pretty dang well, man.
He fits every mold. You need an edge guy. Some people may see him as an edge. Some people may see him as an inside backer. Some people may see him as that big nickel type, a safety. I mean, that's why his physical traits are so good, because every team is going to look at it and say, we need that body type in one of these areas, and he can fit into any scheme.
Gracen Halton, most important drill.
All the explosive stuff, whether it's, I think that am I going to say 40 on every single guy? Maybe. I don't know.
Maybe.
But with defensive line, most guys are going to fall into a pretty normal range. Like there's not going to be a big spread of where guys run as much. And that's why I think that Gracen Halton, as athletic as he is, as fluid as he is, I think the explosive stuff and the fact that he can run has a chance to show that he's a little bit different than the rest of the guys. So I think that if he can separate himself in the running drills, then I think that's going to bode really well for him.
I think maybe the most important thing is what it says when he steps on the scale.
Yeah, true.
I mean, people are going to be interested in what his weight is this week, but I'm going to be really surprised if he's not one of the talks of the group when they're doing the on the field stuff.
Yeah. His
ability to get off the rock and then turn and run is like the most impressive part of what he does as a player, in my opinion. Like, I think that's going to be a piece where the guys on NFL Network are going to be like, look at Halton run. Like, I almost would be surprised if that doesn't happen because we've been out and you see it all over the game tape, but we've seen it at practice as well, Ted. Like that, when he gets off the ball, makes his move, the ball's gone, and he turns and chases the football, it gets your attention.
Yeah, and just sometimes in the mess of 20 guys out there on the field, it can be hard to see at times, but whenever the spotlight is on you and you're out there on your own, that twitchiness that he has, his get off, his change of direction, the way he runs, I think all that should stand out for him.
He could also be one of those guys where, because a lot of times with the linemen, yeah, the 40 number is important, but a lot of teams with O-line and D-line, they want to see what that 10-yard split time is.
Yep.
And with Halton's get off and his ability to just get off the rock, man, I would expect him to have one of the better 10-yard splits of any of all the defensive linemen.
Yeah. And the other thing is, like, I say like the 40 is the most important for him. It's probably the least important for defensive line, but it's the most important to be able to separate yourself and grab attention. You know what I'm saying? I mean, there's the list of great defensive linemen that don't have some crazy 40 is long, right? It's not something that always just translates right across, but there's a direct correlation with guys that ran fast 40s and where they got drafted. So, you know, it's just a good way to stand out, but he's another guy that I feel like all of the athletic stuff, I just think he's going to do really well.
If he's trained it properly, like he should be able to put up like a really good 3-cone time. And yep. I don't know if everyone's going to do everything, you know, that's impossible for us to predict, but there's very few things that impress me more than watching a big guy go run a very smooth and efficient 3-cone, you know?
Yep. Yeah, and he's got that ability. I mean, he's got great coordination and just overall athleticism.
So just all of the above for Halton. I'm pretty sure we just talked about everything.
Yeah, most important thing, all of it.
All of it. All of it. What about Heinecke? We keep coming back to the 40, but I feel like everyone knows he can run.
Yeah.
But just how fast can he run?
You know, he's a guy that when you watch the film, he looks like he's one of the fastest guys out there. That, you know, there's guys that just play fast and maybe put the hand down on a 40, and when it's measured, it doesn't blow you away. But I mean, I'd be surprised if he didn't post a really good number. You know, I think the drill stuff for him is going to be great. I think all the interview stuff for him is going to be great. I mean, he's just an all-around solid football player that I wouldn't say has any real weaknesses. His size, I think, is fine. But yeah, I mean, if you can separate whenever you run the 40, get up towards the top of the class, then I already think that he's going to have a lot of attention going in. But if he could check that box, like, hey, this kid can run, man, who knows where he might go.
Is it possible that something like, and I think the bench press is like the least important thing at the NFL Combine. This is coming from a guy that was not good at bench press, so there could be some bias there. But maybe everyone looks at him and goes, we all know he can run. Just watch the tape. The dude can run. It's clear. But can he hold up as an inside backer in the National Football League? Like, does he have the baseline strength you need to have to play a grown man position in a grown man league? I wonder if some teams are viewing it like that. Like, okay, let's just see how, and it's not the best measure of strength and explosiveness, but it's the one you get at the combine, you know?
Well, and I think that's a good point. I think he's got good size at linebacker, and I think, you know, naturally he's probably going to add some weight whenever he goes to the NFL, but he's not a 245, 250 pound backer. So yeah, I think that's, you know, anytime that you're, you know, either just kind of right in the range or maybe on the lower end of the range, weight wise, can you back it up and be above the average strength wise? And honestly, I don't know where he'll stand on that, but looking at the physique, he looks like a bench press guy.
Uh, we're going to find out.
Yep.
Marvin Jones Jr. I think 40 will get people's attention. Like if you come out and you blaze a 40, that's always going to get a person's attention. But I don't really know if that's what I expect from Marvin. I'm hoping. I always look at those explosive numbers for edge guys. Like I want the guys that have big time verts, big time broads, like because I think that translates really well to, hey, can this guy get out of his stance? Can he get off the rock?
Yeah, I think that's always good for hand down guys. Vert, broad jump, showing that hip explosion. I think another place I don't know where he is on this, but he's got good size, he's got good long arms. So I don't know that he's going to go post some huge number on the bench press, but if he shows, because he was a guy that dropped into coverage some, if he shows that he can do that, he's above average in the change of direction or three cone stuff. And I guess for him, my feeling is he needs to be able to show some versatility. And, if he shows really good movement in space and some of the stuff that you think can carry over into space, body control, that could be good for him.
Jaren Kanak.
40. Forget about it. Let's go.
40.
It is interesting, though. I'm assuming he'll be a tight end with the tight end group. I don't.
That's my assumption. Like I think most people are viewing Kanak as a special teams guy. I just think there's still a place in the NFL for special team aces, especially with how the kickoff rules are now.
Yep.
Like you need guys that can block and guys that can get off blocks, both. And those guys play kickoff for you. And Kanak should be perfect for that. Yep. So I think most teams are going to view him as an H-back type guy that maybe they could find a way to use on offense. But I think his path to making a roster is special teams. And the easiest way to get special team coaches' attention is to go out and run fast.
Yep.
And we know he's fast.
We know he can run. He's got tremendous explosion. He'll run really, really well. I mean, I'd be shocked if he's not in the top 5 or maybe even higher with the tight end group in 40s. And that's the quickest way to get a bunch of eyes on you and see how you might be able to fit a football team is go hit a upper register mark on, you can jump, you can go hit a crazy vert, you can put a crazy bench press number up there, but nothing's going to catch the attention like putting up a really fast 40. And I think he will definitely do that. And his background, backer, tight end, H-back, special teams, versatility is something that people want. Again, limited roster numbers. You got 53 guys. If you got a guy that can play H-back, tight end, can play all the special teams, even field goal block, can play linebacker for you, backup backer in a pinch. I mean, the more you can do, the more opportunity you have to make a football team. So, yeah, go blaze a 40, and I think he'll be in a good position.
Febechi Nwaiwu. I personally, I've never viewed Febechi as a guy that I think is going to go kill the testing at the NFL Combine. I'll be surprised if he puts up some really good athletic testing numbers, but the tape is the tape. So I do think, I honestly think the most important thing for Febechi is how he looks doing the drills where he's snapping the ball. I continue to believe that his future in football is at the center position. And there's very limited tape of him playing center. Got a couple games to end the season, and then what he did at the East-West Shrine game. That's all you got if you're an NFL team. So I think if he can continue to show some versatility, the fact that he can play guard, because he got a ton of guard snaps, right, on tape in the SEC, where he was OU's best offensive lineman for the last 2 seasons. But being able to show, hey, I can play center, I can play at a high level. I think there are some teams that are going to view him as a starting caliber center. But he's got to look smooth. He's got to look like he's been working on all the intricacies that come with playing that position. And really the only place you can show it is in the on-field drill work after you've done all your athletic testing stuff.
Hey, sometimes when the film is really good and you've put in a lot of good work out there, I mean, sometimes the goal is just no red flag numbers, right?
Yeah.
If you can go out there and be, around the middle of the pack and a lot of the stuff and, not throw out like a ridiculously slow 40 or a super low number on the bench or something like that, that's really just the goal. Go hit the benchmark averages for your position and show that you've got the required athleticism. And whenever they dig into the film, it's like there's more there than just average athleticism. He's got power, he's got the brains, he can play multiple positions. Again, versatility is critical. So, every now and then that's just kind of where you're at. Just try and don't hit any red flag numbers.
Avoid the red flags, Febechi.
There you go.
Our Mason Thomas. We'll see if he participates. Right, still coming back from the injury. OU's pro day is going to be March 12th. Part of me wonders if our Mason is just going to wait to do some of these things like that, buy a couple more weeks to where he feels like he's as healthy as he can be before he puts some of these times up. I don't know. I hope he gets to Indy, feels great, is ready to roll. I really want to watch the guy run. Yeah. I want to watch him do all the drills, like the bend and all that stuff. I think everyone will really like what they see. The get off, like I think that he'll get everyone's attention, but I just don't know what to expect.
Yeah, no, I agree. I kind of he's interesting. I don't know. Do you view him as undersized for his position?
Yes.
Okay.
Do you?
I think so. I mean,
I view him I view him more of like as a stand-up edge in the NFL.
Yeah.
As opposed to like a hand down
right
edge play. He doesn't have the length and the size you typically see for a lot of these. I mean, a lot of these true defensive end hand down guys in the NFL are complete mutants, dude.
They're huge.
They're huge. They're
275 pounds.
Yeah. He's not that.
No. That's why I was wondering. I don't know if he's viewed as undersized because I don't know if he's not viewed as that. But let's just say he's on the lower end of the spectrum of size for edge defensive end. Go back to what I said about Burks. If you're on the lower side, you have to stick out in some other areas, and 40 time and get off, and however they view those, if they correlate the vert and broad to get off, or if they look at your first 10 and the 40, like those metrics, he needs to really show that's where he's going to be dangerous.
What about Robert Spears-Jennings? I feel like he checks the size boxes.
No doubt.
He checks all that. You just see the guy in person in pads. You're like, yep, that's the way you want your safeties to look on Sundays. Is it as simple as, hey, can you run fast enough to play safety in the NFL? Is it that simple?
you got to be able to cover ground in the NFL because the receivers are really fast, really good at running routes. The quarterbacks are great at looking off safeties, and you have to be able to have makeup speed to cover ground and go separate guys from the football. I think that's probably, and he's what you classify probably as a bigger safety. I don't know what his exact measurables are going to be whenever they're there at the combine, but you got to show that you can cover the ground first and foremost, and then you got to be really clean in the on-field stuff. You got to have good, clean footwork. They don't want to start from the ground up, trying to build footwork on a guy. So I would say the speed for him is going to be critical.
Last guy, Damonic Williams. Part of me thinks it's bench press for Damonic Williams.
I'm with you.
Because we know he's not the tallest guy.
Right.
We know he doesn't have the length the NFL is typically looking for. So how do you overcome that? You overcome it by being strong as hell, man. That's how you overcome it.
That's it. I mean, I don't know exactly how NFL teams where they see him playing, but he's not gonna go blaze a 40. At least I wouldn't imagine. I don't know, maybe he will, but I think that with his build, he needs to turn heads and say that is a powerful dude right there, and maybe he'll do it on the bench press, go post some huge number and show that he's got some explosiveness in the broad or the vert, and a get off in the 40. Like I said, he may not be a guy that's going to be striding out on the back end of that 40 that's going to blow people away, but if you can have a snappy get off and show that you're a coiled, powerful guy, then we'll see what happens.
Maybe it's the bags drill for Damonic Williams. Just what's it sound like? You know those guys that are super strong, like those run stuffers, and when they hit that bag, it deflates and it sounds like a gunshot.
It's to echo through the entire stadium.
You know it when you hear it, if you've heard it before in person. And I just think he's got to display, hey, yeah, I think most of the league's going to view him just as a run stuffing interior defensive lineman. Those guys got to be strong, man. Strong. So yeah. I'm not entirely sure how he proves that other than, hey, throw up 225 a lot, Damonic Williams.
That's right. And he's built for it. I mean, he's got the frame and everything that you'd want to post some ridiculous number on bench.
Here's to hoping it happens for our guy Damonic Williams. Okay, but we'll see if everyone doesn't do everything. Remember, they still got pro day on March 12th. If some guys like to do it at pro day because they feel more comfortable or they feel like they've got more time to prepare, but come on, boys, let's compete. It's Indy, baby. It's on television. Let's compete. Let's go. Come on.
Like I said, I feel like this is a group that a lot of them could be showing up at the top of their position group in quite a few numbers.
Ted, we got a lot of hoops to talk about, man.
Let's get into it.
We know this is why people tune into this podcast, is for our high level basketball analysis.
That's right.
It's coming your way. But first, download the Loves app from Love's Travel Stops, your guide to savings on the road. Fill up for less with the discount on fuel, 10 cents off on every gallon of gas, and 25 cents off on every gallon of auto diesel. And don't forget, in the store, you can unlock mobile deals on the Loves app to save on snacks, drinks, and select meals at Love's restaurants. Plus, you can plan your pit stops for your next road trip with the map and route planner. All from Love's, the heart of the highway.
Steaks are back. Didi Ranch's luxury steak cuts are restocked and ready to ship straight to your door. From mouth-watering ribeyes to silky smooth fillets, this is the best beef Oklahoma has to offer. And here's the kicker. They're now shipping next day air for free when you use code SOONER at checkout. That's right. Next day air like Amazon Prime, but for steak. Didi Ranch delivers taste and tradition the luxurious way.
We were brought to you by Simple Modern, the Oklahoma-owned company and the OU Sooners official drinkware partner. All right, let's talk real life in February. Winter schedules are packed. Sports seasons are rolling, and your family has shown up no matter the weather. Between early workouts, long game days, road trips, and cheering on the Sooners, it's where Simple Modern really shines. The Mesa Loop is built for every loop of your family's life. It takes you from the gym and the office to the practice fields and packed stadium seats. It's easy to carry, leak-proof, and keeps your drink cold from warm-ups through the final whistle. And like everything Simple Modern makes, it delivers serious quality at a price that makes sense. And with 10% of profits going to charity, many right here in Oklahoma, every sip supports Oklahomans. Simple Modern, good everywhere. All right, time for some football, guys talking basketball, FGTB. And you know what, Ted? We're going to talk about winners first, okay?
Okay.
We normally start with the OU men's team, and, they lost both their games this week. We're going to talk about the squad that won both of their games, that won two big-time ranked matchups. And that is Jenny Baranchek's squad, OU Women's Hoops. We talked about how important this week was for him.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, to rack up a couple more ranked wins for that NCAA tournament resume, you start thinking, hey, can they get the double bye in the SEC tournament? Can things break their way to where they get in the top four for that? And, man, it was a fun week to watch. OU Women's Hoops, dude.
They looked really good and, closed one out today, Tennessee at home. That was a fun one. And I kind of drug out there at the end.
Kinda. I could not believe how long the last 5 minutes of that game lasted. It was insane, dude. It was borderline unbelievable. How many times did they go to the monitor to review something?
A lot.
Oh my
Went
gosh.
to the monitor a lot.
At
one point,
brutal.
I was like, I think they're going to catch the Thunder game the way they were rolling through the first, the first half and all that stuff. And then it slowed way down at the end, but a couple of nice performances. Dude, Reagan Beers was wrecking on the boards. What'd she end up with? 18 rebounds, 6 or 7 on the offensive side. I thought she was really good. Her and Sahara Williams were great.
Yeah. Tennessee had problems with them. And looking at the Tennessee game, the thing that really stood out to me was like the balance of all the starters. I mean, every starter had 15 or more.
Mm-hmm.
It's great when Chavez and Beers go off, That's great. Those are our two best players. I say that. It kind of depends on the day with this team. What's this kind of what you want, right? Sometimes you watch Verhulst and you're like, oh, she's our best player.
Yeah.
And sometimes there's a sequence of things that Sahara Williams do, and you're like, she may be the best player in the country. She's incredible. So that's what makes the team fun to watch for me. But yeah, I thought the balance for them offensively, and then just when they had to make critical plays late in the game, even though it was insanely choppy, like almost came to a screeching halt, they were able to find a way to get it done. Made their free throws, did everything they needed to do to win a big-time tight game that they absolutely needed to have for seeding purposes. That was a big-time win.
Yeah, and I thought it was interesting that, they didn't shoot just a massive barrage of threes. It wasn't working. They weren't hitting a bunch of them. So they just kept pouring it inside into the front court. And Reagan Beers, dude, she is a beast down low. Really good at finding her positioning, whether she's, trying to grab a rebound or just posting up down there. And I thought she had some really nice passes as well. It was fun to watch. It was a really nice win for them.
I think Beers looked fresh. It's probably because she barely got to play in the Georgia game.
Right.
I mean, what did she play, 17 minutes in that game? And that was, going back to earlier in the week, that was a big-time win on the road against the top 25 team.
Yep.
You go on the road, you get it done. And Reagan Beers was essentially in foul trouble the entire game. We did not shoot the three well in that one. And you get a top 25 road win.
Yep.
Pretty impressive, man. I mean, and as impressive as that win was for the Sooners in Athens, like there is nothing less impressive than Georgia's basketball court. That thing is atrocious, dude. What are they doing? It is disgusting. It's like got multiple shades of gray. There's a giant Georgia G in the middle. There's like the silhouette of Uga the Bulldog that is massive behind it. It's a joke. What are they doing? What are people doing with these mid-court logos? It's insane. Don't overthink it. Have a regular colored court. You don't need a giant bulldog silhouette. Everyone knows what the Georgia G is. Don't overthink it, guys. It's disgusting. It's an abomination of a basketball court. I couldn't stop looking at it, Ted. I was trying to focus on the Sooners. I was trying to focus on Chavez just getting to that mid-range and burying shots. Like when she plays with that like mid-range mentality, she's fantastic. I loved her shot selection in that Georgia game. Like she only took, I think, 3 threes in that game. And so like she just got to her spots and was super efficient. I think she's at her best when she plays with that mentality. But even Chavez's efficiency couldn't distract me from how disgusting that basketball court is in Athens. It was a joke. I hate it. I hate it with every ounce of my being.
That's funny. And it's, it's one of those mixes where you got like this weird, busy court, and then like it's dark, like a dark, gloomy feel in the gym. It's
what are
weird.
They doing?
It's crazy. I pulled up Chavez's stat line, and she hasn't missed a hasn't missed a free throw in the last 4 games. 100% in the last. Actually, it's longer than that. I mean, she's nails. She was killer again today from the foul line. So, just your point, not just that 3-point shooter. When she gets to the mid range or tries to get to the rim and gets to the foul line, she's a big weapon for him.
I like watching the women play. They play fast. They score a lot of points. I don't know what the refs were doing at the end of that Tennessee game. That was just, oh my gosh, it was brutal. Brutal to watch. You could just see all of the players and like the coaches, the looks on everyone's faces. They were just like, what is happening? Why is this taking so long? But other than that, other than the end of that game just being an absolute slog, it was a massive weekend. Massive week for Jennie Baranczyk and this team. Like those are 2 big wins for OU women's hoops.
Yeah, 3 top 25 wins in a row with 2 of them being on the road. That's pretty good. And I don't know, they were talking on the broadcast quite a bit that they're, if they win this, they'll be pretty locked in for a 4 seed, at least at the moment. And I'm kind of surprised they're not in a better spot than that.
Okay. I wouldn't say we do a lot of math on the podcast, right?
Right.
But they just got their 5th ranked win of the season.
Mm-hmm.
They're playing in a very competitive, very tough SEC. They're ranked 11th in the country, correct?
Yes. All of these things are true so far.
And you would assume only going to move up with the wins that they racked up this week.
Yes.
One would assume. There's 4 1 seeds, 4 2 seeds, 4 3 seeds, 4 4 seeds, correct?
Correct.
So if there's 4 1 seeds, you would assume that's going to be the top 4 teams.
Top 4, yeah.
So you throw in the 2 seeds, you would assume that's the top 8 teams.
Yep.
Then you get to the 3 seeds. And that would be the top 12 teams.
Yep. That's right.
We're 11th.
Mm-hmm.
Why aren't we a projected 3 seed? If I just think
that's what I'm saying. Like I was surprised that they kept, if they win this, we'll, going to be on that.
Charlie Cream's got him as a 4 seed. I'm like, what's Charlie's problem? Why aren't we a 3?
I mean,
what do the ladies have to do to be a 3?
it's crazy. Their overall record is 21-6, and their losses were at the time number 3 UCLA, 18 Ole Miss, 6 Kentucky, 6 LSU, 4 Texas, 5 Vanderbilt, with a win over the number 2 South Carolina at the time. So to me, I'm sitting here thinking, that does not sound like a 4 seed resume to me, including the ranked wins that they have. But I don't know. Not my world.
The top 3 seeds are supposed to be the top 12 teams in the country, and we're 11th. Am I viewing it improperly?
No.
What am I
maybe that'll
missing?
happen eventually. I don't know.
One of the issues could be the fact that I only watch OU women's basketball, and I really have no idea what's going on with anyone else other than the teams that we've played that I've watched.
Right. Yeah.
Which, shout out to Wolf Folk of Georgia. That lady, she's got the best old man game I've ever seen. I mean, she back to the basket turnarounds. Like she's one of those people that goes to the YMCA and gives someone 40 in an instant with those just face up shots. Like, she had the fade, she had the step back. I was like, oh man, she's got that old man game down.
Just need to give her, throw a back brace on or something. It's
just a mid-range assassin. We had no answers for her. I think she dropped like 30. But I guess you gotta make a deep run in the SEC tournament is kind of how I'm understanding it for them to get a 3 seed.
I guess so. Win out, 2 games left. Win out, and I mean, right now they're 5th in the SEC, so they should have pretty good seed in the tournament, and win the games you're supposed to and knock someone off once you get into the deeper rounds.
Should we keep talking about winners?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
Let's carry the vibes as long as we can.
Yeah. Before we really kill the mood of this podcast, let's keep talking about our squads that are winning. But first,
Schwab Meat has been smoking the highest quality meats, hot dogs, and sausages in OKC since 1912. Go to schwabmeat.com to order any of Schwab's outstanding products and use promo code OKBreakdown for free shipping on orders over $75. Schwab dogs are iconic. I like to keep it simple. Just a bun, dog, mustard, ketchup. Also, the jalapeno cheddar smoked sausage is ridiculous. schwabmeat.com, code OKBreakdown for free shipping on orders over $75. Schwab Meat, the official hot dog of game days.
And head to the garage for hand smashed patties, butter toasted buns, and ice cold beer. My go-to is the double bison cheeseburger. It's so good. The garage is the perfect spot to watch any big game, and you can enjoy Rad Hour every day. Enjoy discounted domestic beers, house wines, draft cocktails, and frozen cocktails Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 6 p.m., and Saturday and Sunday from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. Visit eatatthegarage.com to find a location near you or order online from the garage in your neighborhood.
Insurica has launched a new digital agency introducing Insurica Direct. Whether you're in Oklahoma or anywhere across the U.S., they've got you covered. From small business insurance and health insurance for your employees to insurance for individuals like home, auto, and even Medicare supplements. Insurica Direct's got it all. Start your journey today at insuricadirect.com. Remember, at Insurica, we specialize in you.
All right, let's keep the high FGTB vibes going, Ted. Here we go.
All right.
Thunder won 2 in a row.
Let's go.
Beat the Nets on Friday. Now, Nets aren't very good. But it was very, very encouraging to see Jared McCain play the type of game that he played in that game. That trade is looking – I don't know if he's going to end up being like a serious guy for us in the playoffs, but it's looking awfully good so far, Ted.
Yeah. Hey, Garrett bringing in some momentum and hitting some shots for him. And, right now it's coming in handy because we know that we've had some guys missing a bunch of time because of injury. So whenever you got someone that could step in and fill one of those gaps for you, It's been helpful.
No doubt. It had I think I'm trying to not overreact to anything that happens against the Brooklyn Nets.
Right.
But I think that what we saw from McCain, right, the way that he's shooting the three, and then honestly, Topic does a couple things every game where I go, oh, that's good. Like I I don't know if he's going to be able to get to a point where he earns a spot in the rotation. Like the guy had cancer and went through chemo. Like anything we get from Topic is just it's gravy, right? But his sense of space on the offensive end and some of the stuff he can do around the rim finishing, like he plays kind of big at the guard spot, which I like a lot. And it's clear the guy loves to share the ball. Like he's kind of this table setter. I don't know. He's just kind of, he's a little different than anyone else that we have. And it just, I feel like it gives us another little wrinkle if he can get to where he needs to get physically by the time that the playoffs get here. But there's some of the things he did against the Nets and then on Sunday against the Cavs where I'm like, hey, he seems like a really smart, like high level basketball IQ guy.
Yeah. And there's always a place for those guys. And you never know. You never know at what point in time where extra depth is going to be critical. Anything can happen. So the more guys you have that can contribute and do some different things and fill a spot. And even though you may not be a go-to guy, can help distribute, get other guys some good looks. You need it. Got to have it.
Beat the Cavs on Sunday.
That was a fun game.
That first quarter. Now, reminder. No Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. No J-Dub. No Alex Caruso. No AJ Mitchell. And that first quarter was some of the most beautiful basketball I've watched in quite some time. Dude, the way that the ball and these guys were moving, like the player movement and the ball movement in that first quarter was crazy good. Now, it helps when you're just burying three after three after three and you put 40 on the Cavs in the first quarter. But the offensive rhythm and flow that group had in the first quarter was ridiculously entertaining to watch. The Cavs were sitting there going, what in the world is happening? We thought this was this was a game, and it was weird to see it before the game where we were an underdog at home.
Yeah.
Which it feels like it's been a long time, you know?
Yep.
Now, we're missing 4 out of our top, 8, 9 players, but or maybe 4 out of our top 6.
Right.
Depending on how you view it. But it was really, really impressive the way that they started that game. And then even more impressive, the way that they finished, because you knew the Cavs were going to close the gap. And it ultimately came down to an undermanned Thunder team outplaying the Cleveland Cavaliers in the fourth quarter. That's what happened.
Yeah. I thought Cason Wallace hit some big shots when they needed him to. Isaiah Joe thought he played well down the stretch. And, I don't know if because you had said a couple of shows back, like you wanted to see Chet take a bigger role. I kind of felt like I saw some of that from him, even though he didn't have some crazy games statistically. I liked the presence that he had out there. But I don't know. Good win in a good spot. Good to see Hartenstein back out there. And I don't know. It was, again, like the depth continues to be a huge weapon for them. The amount of guys that they play and roll through and get, good performances from, whether it's, a bunch of stats and scoring or just defense, assist, whatever. They've got like the depth of capable guys to go out there and help in any lineup is still what impresses me the most.
Some people may look at that win over Cleveland and just go, hey, they went 21 of 41 from 3. It
helps.
is it really any more complicated than that? And what I would add to that conversation is why'd they hit so many threes? That they generated good look after good look after good look with the way that they were sharing the ball offensively.
Yeah.
So now they also hit some really tough threes. That's life in the association. But I really like some of the stuff that they did offensively. And then I thought, like you mentioned, I thought Chet played really strong for him. And I thought Hartenstein, for what my expectations are for Isaiah Hartenstein, he kind of took the game over for stretches in the fourth quarter.
A big dunk was nice. Like
you had that. He had a couple big key baskets. That floater got going, and then he was all over the glass, like just battling Mobley, battling Allen. I really thought he was a huge difference maker in that fourth quarter for us.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, Chet, whenever both those guys were out there, I thought I liked the way that they worked together. You know, had a nice assist there from Chet. I think it was him on that dunk, right? Just good, solid play, man. They're in a good spot. Just stay healthy.
Get healthy. You need to get healthy and then stay healthy. But
yes,
you look at it, they're 44-14. And I know there are still a lot of games to play, but this win, when you're as undermanned as you were and you beat a team that's been playing as well as Cleveland has, feels like a really important win, man. Yeah. I mean, it does, because with how competitive things are in the West, you also got Detroit. They're going to be challenging you for the 1 seed overall in the East. Like, every win matters. And when you're able to win a game where SGA, J-Dub, Caruso, and AJ Mitchell don't play for you, I mean, that feels significant. I was fired up.
What's the future schedule looking like? Are they Toronto? They're at Detroit coming up this week, so that'll be an interesting one.
Yeah, I think we got a pretty tough schedule the rest of the way.
Toronto, at Detroit, Denver, Dallas, yeah. New York's in there.
I don't know. I feel like the back half of March, we've got a lot of Eastern Conference games, if I remember correctly, for whatever reason. But we'll just win games. Just get healthy and win games. Some people will say, well, let's look at the remaining strength of schedule. You start getting into the middle of March, and then it's like, okay, who's playing for who? It's really hard to judge it from a strength of schedule, like remaining strength of schedule standpoint, because you just don't know who's going to be playing.
Yeah, no, that's right. You're right. There is a log of, they go on a sweep across the East Coast and play pretty much everyone out there in like a 5 or 6 game stretch. So 7, and then they come back home and play a couple too. But yeah, just continue to battle, win some of those big ones, and as you said, get healthy.
Okay. The positivity ends. We were hoping that OU men's basketball would be able to carry the momentum from the Vandy and Georgia wins last week, and not so much.
No.
Go 0-2 this week. The loss in Knoxville, the way that they just got destroyed the last 6 minutes or so of that game made me sad. And then you lose to A&M on Buddy Hield night. Buddy Hield night? We lose on Buddy Hield night? We're putting Buddy's number in the rafters and we're losing to A&M, who's, let's be real, dude, not very good.
Not great. Not great. Haven't been playing very well. Had some opportunities late. Like, we have an opportunity, right? We call timeout. I think we're down 3 at the time, 15 or so seconds left. And we call timeout, and what we draw up is we throw it into Forsyth way in the backcourt, chew up some time, and he just dribbles up and fires a three. Was that our plan? Is that what we talked about?
I wasn't in the huddle, Ted. I can't help you, but I I was really hoping it would go in, and it didn't go in.
No,
I was
no.
happy we got a shot off. I was
Yeah.
thinking, hey, they're going to foul us. We're not even getting a shot off. At least he got a shot off, but didn't go in, and we lost.
Mm, yeah.
I,
Tough, man. I hate it for those guys. They so many of the games, the last 5 or 6 minutes, you go back to the Tennessee game, what they cut it to 5 or 6 with like 5 to play or something. It's like, okay. But that game, I felt like it felt like it was coming at any moment that Tennessee was going to separate. But we found ourselves with the chance late, single digits. If we could put some things together, who knows? Maybe you could still win. Just haven't been able to close out games. And I don't know what that is. I don't know if there's something directly that you can point at for that or what, but it's been the thing that's really killed them the entire year, closing games.
it, looking at the Tennessee game, it was 68-62 with 6:15 to go.
Yeah.
And they lost 89-66.
Yeah.
I mean, just got destroyed. And remember, remember, we weren't exactly sure if Tennessee had the front court that could really expose our weakness.
That's what the whole game was. Like we had no answer at all.
That's why this is called Football Guys Talking Basketball.
At all.
I,
It was became apparent very quickly that was going to be the problem.
abused on the
Which
boards.
is normal, which is something that we've seen. Like it's like we have to have like the perfect stretch of games with the perfect roster against us to have. I mean, there's a team that we can play against and perform really good. But if they got the dudes in the front court, we are going to struggle massively.
They also, like, in that game, just turned it over, and Tennessee made them pay for those turnovers. A lot of people call them pick sixes, like turn it over, and they went and laid it in.
Yep.
It was the last 6 minutes of that game. my my vibes just it cratered. My vibes cratered. I was like, hey, we got a chance. 6-point game with 6 minutes to go.
Okay.
Here we go.
Here we go. All right. We got
Oh
it back.
my gosh.
Yeah.
I,
Yeah.
and then the A&M game, it was just like, it's close the whole time.
Yeah.
Couldn't finish the job.
Couldn't finish the job.
On Buddy Hield night. Couldn't finish the job. I will give A&M credit. It was clear their plan was, we're going to make someone other than Nigel Pack beat us.
Yeah.
And they made his life tough. That's as quiet of a night as you're going to see from that guy.
Yep. Yeah, and I thought there was a couple of times when the talk hit some threes, and I was like, okay, all right, we need him to put together one of those games, and they, just he missed a couple, and they didn't go back to him a whole lot after that, and yep, got away from us. Had a chance late, but again, couldn't close it. Frustrating.
Part of the Tennessee game, you're just like, all right, the Nate Amon guy, yeah, he's good. He's really good. He's good at the whole basketball thing.
Yeah.
But then you're just, the A&M one hurt. That one hurt. I was hoping that for Buddy's sake, I was hoping we'd get a win when on the night that they were retired this jersey. That made me sad.
Yeah. That whole thing was really cool, though. It was good to see all those guys back. That team was a lot of fun to watch.
I miss them. I went to that Final Four game against Villanova in Houston. I felt that pain, but I would take that pain over this. They're 13-14, man. They got a losing record now.
I know.
3-11 in SEC play. Remember how excited we were going into the season?
Yeah, I do.
Dang.
I do.
just not good enough defensively. And the two losses this week, just if you're gonna give up a bunch of points at the rim, you got to cancel that out somehow.
Yep.
And we just got dominated from a points in the paint perspective in both of those games.
Yep. It's been frequent. It's been frequent. That's the thing that we've been fighting for what seems like a really, really long time.
All I want is to watch my team play in the NCAA tournament. That's all I want.
Maybe next year.
We got hey, your boy's going to be all in on the ladies. Like, here we go.
Yes, that's right. That's
right. We will put our full support behind OU women's basketball because, well, men's season isn't lasting much longer. Let's be real.
It's going to be wrapped up pretty quick, I feel like. Yeah.
Okay. Now that we've killed the vibes of the podcast, there's so much positivity. Now, this. But now we get to talk about other fun things, right?
Yeah.
Anything but OU men's basketball, anything. But first, for all of us Sooners, there comes a time when we need help. We need someone to fight for us, and that Sooner is Jeff Marr at the Marr Law Firm. If you are battling cancer or any other life-threatening condition and your insurance carrier is either slow playing or outright denying your treatment, use the law to get the medical care you need. Marr Law Firm believes you shouldn't have to fight your insurance company while also fighting for your life. Go to see Jeff Marr at the Marr Law Firm. They turn victims of insurance bad faith into champions. And three things matter in banking: service, service, and service. And First Fidelity Bank's commitment to exceptional service is more than a promise. It's their foundation. FFB has been by your side for over a century, and they are honored to be a part of your journey. Banking isn't about where you've been, it's about where you are headed. Open an account at an award-winning bank today at ffb.com. At First Fidelity Bank, we go where you go.
Bishop McGuinness Catholic High School represents a tradition of educational excellence in Oklahoma City. Grounded in a faith-based education, Bishop McGuinness offers a college prep curriculum that includes 26 AP courses, participation in OSSAA athletics, and numerous clubs and organizations for students to join and grow. If you want to provide the best possible educational and spiritual development for your children, contact Bishop McGuinness Catholic High School or visit bmchs.org. Financial aid is available.
And go to opolisclothing.com and use promo code OB10 for 10% off our podcast merchandise and the best OU gear around. That's opolisclothing.com and use promo code OB10. Buttery soft and 10% off. As always, Ted, kicks off. Who do you have as your winner of the weekend?
Thought about going with my man Curt Cignetti. Woo! Redid his deal. $13.2 million a year through 2033. That's over $100 million deal for my man Curt. And his last year at James Madison, $700,000 as head coach. First year, his original deal at Indiana, $4.5 million. And he's up to that every single year very, very quickly. Tripled his salary.
This is what happens when you win the national championship at Indiana.
Woo! Crazy.
Highest paid coach in the sport? Kirby?
I think it's kind of vague on that because I think some of them aren't disclosed, but he's got to be in the top 2 or 3 at least.
As he should.
Yeah.
Seems like they're going to be good for the foreseeable future, and I can only imagine what having a great football team has done to that university's enrollment.
Oh my gosh.
And everything that comes with that. They're probably like, yes, this is the easiest check we've ever written.
They're like, we are not a basketball state. We're going to try and get the Bears over here in Indiana. Have you seen that?
Yeah.
We're still in your football team.
We are welcome to the Hammond, Indiana Bears. What?
But
crazy.
Congratulations to Cignetti. He's earned every penny of it. They wouldn't be dealing that out if it wasn't worth it to that university to have that football program where it is right now. So well deserved. But the real winner is the University of Oklahoma women's gymnastics team. We talked about the Friday night meet with number 2, Louisiana State. They packed the place. It was crazy loud, and they whipped their ass, which was awesome.
I'm going to be real. I have watched each year when OU gymnastics, men's and women's, like when they're in the big meets towards the end of the year, I watch them. Right? They're like I want to watch them go win a national championship. Right? I typically don't watch the regular season action. I watched this action and it was electric. It made me question my choices in the past. Because you're right. It seemed like an awesome atmosphere at the LNC for that. Like that was, and when they were sticking those landings, I didn't know exactly how good they were going. I knew they were going good. When the team, this is how I gauge it. I'm watching what's going on with the routine, but I'm watching how the girls and the coaches react. And if they're really excited, I get really excited. And when they're going crazy, I was like, I need to go crazy. Here we go. Yeah.
Sounds like that was good.
Yeah. It looked good.
I may be a sicko. I've watched the last 2 meets start to finish. I watched them go into Florida and curb stomp the Gators in their house. Number 5, Florida, absolutely destroyed them. And then I watched this meet, the entire thing. And frankly, football guys talking gymnastics here, not my world. But I watched the Florida meet, and then I watched this meet. I didn't like the coverage. I thought it was like, and maybe it's because Oklahoma's number 1 or whatever, but it just felt like the judging and the commentating was like trying to get LSU close. Compared with what I saw a week ago, a lot of the same stuff, like the scores just didn't match up to me. And I don't know. I felt if I didn't know better, I would have thought I was watching a local LSU broadcast. That's just me, though. People may disagree. That is an uneducated take, but it's just how I felt. Because there was a big difference between what I watched against Florida and how it was presented and what I watched against LSU.
That's interesting. Remember, I'm not even sure I heard a single word the commentator said. I'm watching the reaction of the athletes. They're telling me how excited I need to be,
Yeah.
But that's interesting. Now I feel like I got to go back and watch it.
I saw a girl got a perfect 10 and she landed sideways. That has to be a deduction. You can't land sideways. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't perfect.
A perfect 10's a perfect 10. It's got to be perfect.
Now, maybe on the judging criteria, I don't know. I just felt like the judging was very loose for LSU and very tight for Oklahoma.
And
still didn't matter.
Didn't matter.
Didn't matter.
Great job, ladies. Great job.
It was fun.
Got a feeling this isn't the last time these two squads see each other.
I don't think so.
What?
I think we'll see them again, and frankly, I think we'll beat them again. And as long as we get consistent judging, we'll beat them worse than we beat them now, or Friday night. From what I've seen, just in the last couple of meets, there's no one close. There's nobody close.
That's your professional opinion.
Championship. What do we got? Do we have 8, 6, 7, 8? Who knows the count? Championships, but they're going to win another one this year.
My official guess is 8. I
I think
guarantee
it's
you
8, but I also saw that when I was watching softball over the weekend, I saw that we've got 8 championships. So it's all just
7. Dang.
7.
We're
There we
going
go.
for 8
Going for
because
8.
their Twitter is the first line is official account of the 7-time national champions.
There you
So
go.
we're going for 8. It's a chase for 8 in women's gym as well.
Chase for 8. It
I like it.
was fun though. I
Yeah.
really enjoyed watching it.
Electric environment in that
Mhm.
building. I saw multiple media people covering the event being like, it's crazy in here.
It was.
Good.
And okay, and to that point,
You're still mad about
I'm still mad. At the end of the broadcast, LSU's lost, and they go over and they talk to one of their gymnasts, which I thought did a really good interview, but I thought she was throwing a little bit of shade. She said, they asked her about the environment, and she's like, "Oh, it was great. It was loud. We really wanted to come in, and we could tell that this is the first time that most of these people have watched gymnastics. So, was she throwing shade at us there? Was that a dart?
That's interesting.
And it was at the end, so I was already mad. So maybe I was viewing it through that lens, but
it feels like not something.
And she was doing the interview, talking to the lady, and she looked at the camera when she said it.
Okay, well then definitely on purpose. Definitely on purpose.
I got to respect it. Well done. But at the same time, I was like, hang on a second. And I rewound it and showed my wife, and she's like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Teddy's just like, hold this L and take it back to Baton Rouge. Nerd. Who do you have as your loser of the weekend? I can't imagine anything's going to get you more riled up than that gymnastics broadcast.
Yeah, I've found very quickly that I'm defensive of our gymnastics teams. Okay. Dude, we've talked about this so many times that someone's going to listen to the podcast and feel like, am I listening to an episode from last summer or November? Or Georgia has 2 more guys arrested, reckless driving, maximum speed limit. What the hell, Gabe?
I don't know how this still happens, man. I honestly, it's happened way too many times there.
It happened. It happened way too many times before they had the worst result that I'm sure they told him a million times. It's a matter of time before something really bad happens. Right. Well, then the really bad thing happened, and it's continued.
I mean, we know Kirby Smart is telling his players, stop doing this.
100%.
I mean, I can only imagine how many meetings, how many speakers, but it just keeps happening. And it doesn't, the thing is, and I could be wrong, and maybe it just gets so much attention because it's happened so many times at Georgia, but
that's true.
Is anybody else having this consistent issue?
Not that I've seen. Again, like, you may be right that because it's Georgia, that's like it makes the national headline. Maybe it is happening out there, but I haven't seen it anywhere.
It's not good, man. It's not good. I don't know how do those players keep allowing that to happen?
I don't know. I don't know. It's almost like so bad now that everyone's just kind of used to it. And it's like, oh, well, Georgia again. There we go. On to the. It's like it's gotten so bad that it's past the bad phase, and it's just something that everyone factors in. It's wild.
I assume, I don't know how Georgia's NIL contracts are written, but there are not a ton of rules in place these days. If I'm Kirby Smart, you do that. I don't know if you just, I'd probably just kick the guys off the team at this point, but it's like, I'm taking their money is what I'm doing. I'm finding a way to take their money if you get arrested for reckless driving, if you're a Georgia Bulldog now. I'm finding a way. I'm putting it in whatever contract. And if the agent doesn't want to sign it, then go somewhere else, bro. Like, you know what I mean? They're still Georgia.
They kicked the last guy off the team, but the last guy was like 150 miles an hour in a chase with the police. So like maybe that's I don't know, like is that like kind of the new thing? If you do it, you're gone. I don't know. Well, I guess we'll see with these guys.
It's just dumb, man.
Chris Cole and Darren Ikinnagbon, the couple of linebackers.
Linebackers, typical linebacker behavior. I'm not surprised at all.
Brutal.
It's so weird, right? That it keeps happening. You would think out of all the places.
I'm not kidding. When I saw the story, I hit refresh on, like, I was like, that's got to be an old story. No, not an old story. Same thing again.
Herbie has to be so mad.
Oh my gosh, I cannot imagine. He's mad anyways, always. I can't imagine how like when that news hits his phone or comes across his desk, I bet he is just red-faced instantly.
I just don't understand how it keeps happening, man. That's the thing it is wild to me. Is there anything else to say other than that? Like,
no.
Stop doing it, guys.
Stop doing it. I guess like there hasn't been any. I know there's been consequences with the action, obviously, but I guess what I'm saying is like there doesn't appear to be any other consequences, like at least that I know of parents saying I ain't sending my kid there, or it hurts him in recruiting, or NCAA, or any, like there doesn't seem to be any of that stuff going on. So I don't know.
I mean, since 2023, they've had over like 25 incidents.
It's crazy.
What are they doing down there, man?
With deaths included.
Yeah. You think the whole people dying would really drive the point home? Like, don't do this.
Right. It's weird.
Gosh, Kirby Smart has to be so mad. Oh my gosh. All right, let's get to my winner and loser. But first, Brunt Workwear's Marin boot is the most comfortable boot I've ever put on my foot. I could not be more pleased. I could not recommend them more. I even ordered a second pair. Like, that's how much I like these things. And they feel like they can handle anything, and they feel like they're going to last forever. And they're good looking. Brunt has somehow made boots that are tough as hell, but also comfortable right out of the box. And Brunt was just tired of workwear brands out there cutting corners. You work too hard to be stuck in uncomfortable boots that don't hold up. So they built something better. Boots that are insanely comfortable and built for any job site. And for a limited time only, our listeners get $10 off at Brunt when you use code OKBreakdown at checkout. Just head to bruntworkwear.com, use the code OKBreakdown, and you are good to go. And after you order, they'll ask where you heard about Brunt. Do us a favor and tell them it was from this show. Guys, it's time to make the switch to the Ridge wallet. Go to ridge.com and use promo code OKBreakdown at checkout for 10% off your order. The days of the super fat wallet that hurts to sit on are over. Make the switch to this sleek modern design that can hold up to 12 cards and cash. Love this little elastic band that the Ridge wallets have. And Ridge has over 50 colors and styles to choose from. Ridge has free shipping, a 99-day risk-free trial, and a lifetime warranty on all of their products. This is literally the last wallet you'll ever have to buy. Ridge wallets have RFID blocking technology that keeps you safe from digital pickpocketers as well. Get 10% off at ridge.com when you use code OKBreakdown at checkout. That's ridge.com, code OKBreakdown for 10% off. After your purchase, They will ask you where you heard about them. Please support our show and tell them we sent you. All right, for my winner of the weekend, USA, 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 United States hockey. Now, Ted, help me out here.
Mm-hmm.
But when you win gold in men's hockey,
Yes.
and you win gold in women's hockey,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that makes you the best hockey country in the world.
Yeah. There's really nothing else to go off of. Olympics, give us your best. Everyone in the world, put your teams together. Let's match them up, see what happens. You win gold in both of those, I think it's pretty much cemented.
Even though it may not be, and we all know it's not our favorite sport, we're the best at it.
It makes it all the more sweeter, doesn't it?
The proof is in the pudding. I'm sorry to our friends up north. Canada, great country. America's hat. But you're not as good as us at hockey. I'm sorry. It's the proof is there. 2 chances, men's and women's. And let's be real. It felt like Canada was in control of the vast majority of both of those gold medal games. Let's just be real.
It did.
But
it did.
You got to finish the job, Canada. And you couldn't because we're better than you. We're better than you at hockey. And you can't say we're not because we won both gold medals. We're better than you at hockey. Suck it, nerds.
I was laughing. I think it was, when was the women's gold medal? Was that Thursday?
It's Thursday or Friday.
Yeah, because I think on Friday when I was
randomly in the middle of the afternoon. It was great. It was electric.
I was doing my show on Friday and I saw that, the Canadian Olympic team put out like the tweet, or maybe it was Instagram, and it said, like, silver still shines brightest or something like that. I was like, no, you cannot do that. Cannot do that to your people. It does not. Nobody's happy about the silver. Sorry.
The way that move from Megan Keller in that overtime.
That was sweet.
Dude.
And the call was awesome.
I don't even know who the 2 big voice people are on the hockey broadcast, but they are the most recognizable voices in sports. You hear those 2 dudes and you're like, that's a massive hockey game. I know I'm watching a big hockey game.
Yep.
I'm not going to lie. Don't even know their names, but I know their voices and I know it's important when they're on the call, Ted.
Yeah. The call was great. I mean, both finishes were spectacular. Dude, the men's, I'll admit, I missed the first period, but I saw the second period. I think I missed the first couple of minutes of the second period, but it was like, oh boy, like we were up 1-0. I was like, this does not feel great. And then they tied it up. I was like, man, I don't know. Does not feel. If our goalkeeper wasn't playing out of his freaking mind, they would have destroyed us.
Connor Hellebuck,
woo,
American hero.
My goodness.
I've also heard the man's name said like 18 different ways. There's a Y in there.
There's a reason I just said our goalie.
Hellebuck. Dude, that guy was unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
A couple of those I don't even know how he managed to save a couple of those.
No.
The dude was, I don't know is there a hockey saying for a goalie being in the zone? The puck had to look like the size of a beach ball to that guy. That guy was unbelievable.
And what I thought was so cool is, sometimes you see like in a mix, in like the scrum right there in front of the net, the keeper's like panically flopping all over the place, trying to like get his skates back under him and find the puck. Dude, he never looked like he was rattled at all, was just locked in, and it was so cool. That was great to watch.
It felt like Canada was going to win.
All of that. They take that one risk in 3-on-3 in overtime. The guy tries to come up and play the puck. See ya. Game over.
How awesome is 3-on-3 overtime?
It was great. And I didn't know, honestly, like, because I haven't watched every match, but it, like, the 5-on-5, it felt like we were just hanging on by a thread. I was like, maybe like some space is going to help us out. So I didn't know going in if that's something that was give us an edge or at least maybe level the playing field a little bit, but it didn't take long.
Hey, you got Megan Keller, American hero. Jack Hughes, American hero. Him score that goal, the tooth being gone, the bloody mouth, American flag around him. Just does it get any more American than that?
There's only one place in the world you'll see a guy with pure joy on his face and a smile with half of his teeth gone, and he's just the happiest person in the world. It's hockey for you right there.
Those dudes are built different, man. I love it. Just reminds me, I want us to have a hockey team. I don't care if it's college or pro. Like, hockey's the best, dude. It is electric.
What was the quote I sent you from the coach?
Oh, there are whiskey drinkers and milk drinkers.
Yeah, Mike Sullivan, the head coach, said the team was built with personality in mind. There are whiskey drinkers and milk drinkers, and we got a lot of whiskey drinkers.
All-time quote, dude.
Awesome.
And then, like, to make it was so exciting, right? Hughes scores. I assume your family was going crazy like mine was. Ah!
I was trying to get everyone to go crazy, but they weren't as locked in as I was.
Well, my sons were locked in. We got them USA hockey jerseys. We're posers. It's fine. But it was like, so they were very, very excited. And then, dude, they brought out Johnny Gaudreau's jersey and like brought his kids on the ice. And I was just like, oh my gosh. This went from like being very exciting and very happy to very heavy, very quickly. Sports, man. Sports.
It was cool. It was crazy.
Very cool. Very cool.
The Kachuk brothers, I saw a bunch of pictures of them going to watch their dad in 2006. I think it was like the Torino games or something, but I don't know, just really cool. The whole thing was awesome.
First gold medal since the Miracle on Ice guys, right?
I think so.
46 years? Because that was 1980.
6 years.
USA. USA. Men's, women's. Simply cannot be debated. The red, the white, and the blue reigns supreme in the world of hockey, Ted. Deal with it, losers. Canada. Get better, you nerds. Is there anything Canadians hate more than obnoxious Americans bragging about hockey? Let's be real. How often do we watch hockey? Like we are the ultimate casuals. And we're over here just like, get better luck next time, you nerds.
I don't watch hockey enough. I used to watch it a lot when I was in college, and then when I was in Detroit, I watched a ton of hockey. But there's so much to keep up with. Something's got to go, and hockey has been the thing that has gone. But it definitely makes me want to watch more often. That's for sure.
Phenomenal sport. Dude, we're the best in the world at. Can't really say we're not. Sorry.
Yep. There you go.
Just the gold medals do the talking. It's just that's how it works. All right, my loser of the weekend. I'm going to take the Tennessee Volunteers. I think a bunch of people would just kind of assume Joey Aguilar's court situation was going to get worked out and he was going to be their quarterback next season, and judge denied it.
Wow.
A judge in Knoxville denied it. His college football career's over.
Crazy.
And all of a sudden, Tennessee's quarterback situation is a little more interesting.
Yeah, I honestly didn't know what to think. Because it was kind of like they were building it off of the Pavia situation, right?
Well, that, and then the Chambliss thing had happened at Ole Miss, where you're like, okay, Chambliss is getting another year. And I know that their situations weren't the same. Chambliss was more of like a medical redshirt argument. And then while the Tennessee situation, while Aguilar's situation was, he was saying, hey, JUCO year shouldn't count. But I kind of was sitting here going, I'm just assuming he's going to be back there. Like that, the NCAA doesn't win many of these, and they're starting to win some of these eligibility cases. Ted,
Yeah.
don't let the NCAA get hot.
Don't let
Watch out now.
Don't let them get hot. Yeah, and honestly, it's the right call.
Yeah.
You know, you can't just all of a sudden say that playing junior college football doesn't count. I mean, listen, I understand a lot of the battles that they're going through right now, but we can't just start saying that stuff that's always counted just doesn't count anymore. And the can of worms that you're opening up. Like I've always said, like we've always known that whenever you go to play college athletics, you get 4 years of eligibility. You can redshirt. If something medically happens, you can get a medical, but you get 4 years to play. I know that there may be loopholes in there with some of the antitrust stuff and how, but we knew what it was. We've always known what it was. You're going to play 4 years of college ball. And in my mind, that shouldn't change.
I wonder how surprised Tennessee was. Maybe they've been planning for this, and they've got like Faison Brandon's one of the top quarterbacks in the class of 2026. But you're going to start a true freshman if you're Heupel. They've got George McIntyre, who's a redshirt freshman, back. Remember, Jake Merklinger transferred out to UConn. He was their backup last season. So they also brought in Ryan Staub, which is an interesting little wrinkle coming in from Colorado. But that becomes one of the more interesting quarterback situations in the country to me now, because you felt like you knew what the floor was going to be if they had Aguilar back.
Yeah,
you're going to get solid play. Guy may make too many mistakes, may hold on to it a little too long with some of the RPO stuff, but he's a veteran guy that's played a ton of ball. Now you look at it going,
they may have someone better there, but you know, you're going to have to find out on game day. You know, it's just experience is something that you may have someone that's a little bit bigger, a little bit faster, maybe has a little bit better arm. That doesn't always mean they're going to be a better quarterback. And, you know, you start to think that I think Heupel is fine there, but the results are going to have to come. They brought in Jim Knowles on defense, which I think is interesting. They're going to have to retool that defense, you know, personnel wise. It is starting to fall off, but it's going to be very hard to make that situation work if they don't have an upper tier quarterback on their roster.
Which makes me wonder, is Tennessee going to be the team where some starting quarterback is all of a sudden, I don't know if hey, the portal's not an option. Well, I'm not going to the portal. I'm leaving my current school and I'm going to Tennessee. No portal needed. I'm just enrolling there.
Never heard of it. I'm just enrolling in a different school to play.
Yeah, I decided Tennessee's where I want to be.
That's right. I don't know.
Seems like Tennessee could be a strong candidate if someone's going to test it, which I definitely think multiple guys are going to do this after the spring. Keep your eye on the Tennessee quarterback situation.
DMs are going to start flying.
I can assure you there are some G5 schools, some, you know, kind of lower on the total poll, Power 4 schools that saw the Joey Aguilar news and went, oh, no.
Right.
No.
Maybe everyone did. I mean, we've had a couple of quarterbacks already leave after inking deals, so Just go back to one of those guys that have already shown that they're going to leave for the highest bidder.
Is it too late? But I think keep an eye on that quarterback situation for the Vols.
Yep.
That's one to monitor. Birthday shout outs. Happy 6th birthday to Archie Collier.
Happy 16th birthday to Judah Roby.
And happy 20th birthday to Talon Mills. Talan. Talon?
I think so.
Talon?
Ooh, it could be Talon. It could be a Talon.
Talon? Not Talon. It's Talon or Talon, right?
Right.
Happy birthday, T. Mills. On that note, episode 608 in the books. We'll have a new podcast that'll drop on Wednesday. Just a reminder, please subscribe to the podcast wherever you listen to podcasts, and please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Also, please check out our website, okbreakdown.com, for all of our stuff in one spot. Hope you all have a great start to your week. Until next time, we appreciate y'all for listening. Do what you always do, Oklahoma. Take care of each other.